$1,400 turned into over $30,000. And just so you guys know, I'm not bullshitting you. Literally, check this out. Pop up here. There is proof that they went ahead and they even told us themselves that they're aiming for 30 or 40 in May. That doesn't even include April, where we generated them over 10, right? And so, hey guys, I'm Nathan Macias, CEO of Market Scales and Detail Launch. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to generate this young couple of detailers over $30,000 on less than $1,500 in ad spend, and how we're able to do it for plenty of shops around the nation and plenty of businesses. And so let's jump right into it by hopping in their ad account. First, we go ahead and check out the actual campaign they're running. They're running an $895 ceramic coating offer. And so our thesis on how we run ads is we like starting price offers. The reason being is, think about it. If someone can't afford your offer and you tell them the starting price is this much, they just won't click. You'll still get some people who click, but you won't get clicks for the most part. And if they do click, they hop on the sales call and and they go ahead and they say, oh, well, I wasn't expecting it to be that much. You're like, you clicked the ad, you saw the price, right? And you can call that out. It's most likely just a fear objection to actually making the sale. And so we love starting price offers. Now, for this company specifically, their average ticket isn't actually $895. Their average ticket is over $1,500. And on top of that, they do a lot of upsells into their vinyl wrap services, right? So this is a great way to financially qualify and make sure the lead isn't broke, make sure they have disposable income, while not also telling them that, hey, this is a $22,000 service, $1,500 service, and seriously decreasing the lead volume. It's the same thing we do in, say, roofing, where we would say, hey, roof's starting at this price, understanding that the lead cost may be a little more than if we gave a free quote offer, but the lead quality is going to be significantly higher. But we wouldn't say stone roofs with the arched ceramic tiles starting at $30,000, because then we're essentially saying everybody below that, even if they would be a qualified customer for another service, don't opt in. So we choose a service that has a good starting price to get rid of broke people, but also has a high enough starting price that it financially qualifies them. So once we actually get into this, then we're going to go ahead and look at the targeting. So there's two different ad set styles that we ran for this specific shop and that we always test whenever we start with a company. Number one is going to be open targeting. And so open targeting is essentially, we go into Meta, we drop a pin right on their location. We set it to a 10-mile radius. We put in some age parameters. For example, if you take a look here, it's 25 to 55, and we set it to English only so they don't get Spanish-speaking leads, Italian, German, whatever language they speak. We set it to English only, and we just run it with an open targeting otherwise. The reason this works so well is because Facebook, naturally the AI, automatically targets in on the highest performing audience. If you set it up this way, you're going to be able to get more consistent high performance. On top of that, we also do zip code targeting. And so what we do is we use AI to go ahead and filter through every zip code in your area. Once it filters through the actual zip codes that are the highest income, that are most likely to purchase your services, and that just makes sense to target, at that point, we run the top 5 to 8 zip codes in your area, and we just hit them over and over. For this specific company, we're able to hit a zip code with an average, a total of 6 zip codes with an average income of over $160,000. This lets them go ahead and only speak to financially qualified people, while this other one lets them get a little bit more volume. What we're noticing, however, is that this price is so similar to the cost per lead for the open targeting, it may just make sense to only target, high incomes. Because at that point, if it's nearly identical prices, it's 10% difference, only target the high income, get the higher quality leads. But let's say that there's a 40% variance and this was, for example, $12 and this was $7. Well, then maybe it makes sense to do open, target more broad, maybe not only the highest incomes, because if we get 2 out of 3 leads that are super high quality, it's still more efficient than if we were to get, a third of the leads, right? That's how we go ahead and target on the ad set level. Now, for the actual campaign level, we started very simple. We had an ad we knew worked, a video ad that we knew worked. Once we had that video ad edited specifically for their shop, we only ran that. The reason why is just like when you're a kid in school, they teach you the scientific method, right? There's different variables and everything, and you don't want to mix a ton of variables. Exactly the same thing when we're running ads. If we're testing targeting, we're using the same ads, we're using the same copy, we're using the same everything, and we're just testing targeting. If we're testing creative, We're using the same targeting, we're using same everything else, and we're just testing different creatives. By introducing too many new variables every time you run an ad, you're never able to tell what's making it work and what's not making it work. So you want to go step by step. Now let's jump into their actual sub account themselves inside of Go High Level so we can see the lead quality they're getting, the lead volume, and how exactly we're following up with these leads to actually turn them into conversions. Awesome, guys. I just opened up their sub account, so let's just jump right into it. And so if we take a look at their actual sub account itself, what's really great is these guys are in the New York market. They're near the Hamptons, so they get really high quality vehicles. If you were, for example, doing roofing in Houston, Dallas, areas with traditionally higher income, you would, of course, get higher quality leads, right? Now, once we actually take a look at their vehicles here, one of the things we look at is percentage of leads that are qualified. So percentage of qualified leads. And so if we were to take a look at their account and we were to see Lexus ES350, Jeep Sahara, 2021 BMW, this is not a qualified lead. 2000, 2019 Dodge Charger, 2019 BMW, 2024 Sienna, right? If you notice, and I actually have my team manually do this on a weekly basis, is they check the percentage of qualified leads. These leads are over 90% qualified, which means that we are effectively targeting only the right people. On the advertising end, there's two things you want to look at. Number one, are you actually getting the volume of leads you're looking for? That's number one. Number two is, are you attracting the right people? If those two things are true, then your ad campaign is working and then you're able to continue to scale it. If either of those isn't true, you have an advertising issue, and it could be a number of things. It could be you're calling out the wrong people in the creative. It could be you're not financially qualifying. Your pixel, you've hit the wrong people for so long, you need to make a whole new Facebook pixel, which gets a lot more advanced. That's kind of what we do, right? That's one of the big things. As you can see, extremely qualified. On top of that, if you take a look in here and also in the conversations tab, our team is doing manual follow-up. And so one of the things we do with any company we work with, as long as they need it, is we go ahead and we plug in our call center. And so our call team calls these leads for several days in a row, 2 to 3 times a day, which I know what you're thinking. Man, that must annoy some people. Yeah, it does. But if they pick up the phone and they're annoyed and they're just like, hey, just don't call us again, we just won't. We're very clear on every form, every landing page we run. Hey, we're going to call you several times a day if you don't pick up. And the reason we do that is the percentage of leads that actually books later on down the road is massive. We literally have leads that don't respond for weeks on end and then end up booking in 2, 3, 4 weeks later. We recently had a customer who booked in $2,000, $3,000 ceramic coatings on vehicles. So $6,000 worth of work from a lead 5 months ago. My team was calling for them. That is the importance of calling back your old leads. There's so much money being left on the table. And so finally, that's what we do in terms of the calling. Now, if you were to actually set something like this up, it's very important. There's a couple of things you want to take into consideration. Number one, you need to go ahead and understand your ideal client. You need to be able to look at all your past customers, say these are the ones who make us the most money, and immediately hone your targeting in on that person. Your creatives need to be video creatives in most cases. If you're running e-commerce or something super high ticket, like roofing, then you may be able to get away with images if they're super high quality, which we use 3D generated images in order to achieve the quality of video ads with image ads. Number 3 is you need to have a robust follow-up system. If you don't have a sales team to follow up with these leads, if you don't have any sort of call center system installed in your business, you're not going to be successful with a system like this because you just don't have the volume to do. Reality is, you as a business owner, you cannot handle all this volume. And that's why at Market Scale, we work with local service-based businesses and online service-based businesses to help them install systems like this. Because if we're able to come to you and we're able to install a system that generates you 5, 10, 15, 20 times more leads, generates you higher quality leads, and then on top of that, we're able to help you follow up with these leads to make sure they become customers, then it's a win-win-win across the board. And so if you go to set this up yourself, follow this video, follow the campaign structure I talked about, and make sure you have a team on the back end that can handle this for you. If you don't want to set this up yourself and you want to work with us to help you do so, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below. It's going to be to my personal calendar. Go ahead, book a call in the notes section, tell me a little bit about your company, and when we hop on that call, I'll see if we're able to help you out and if it'll be a good fit. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.